Mike Garland with Carlisle Events, joined by Bill Miller, co-owner and co-founder of the company. And, last year, Bill, we did this Bill Miller auction as part of Fall Carlisle 2021, and it went so well, and you had so much stuff that you thought, well, we'll do it again. So this year, as part of Fall Carlisle 2022, it is the Bill Miller Collection auction and sale. What are we selling?
We're selling my 60-year collection, Mike. I've been involved with 7 different automobile dealerships, 4 of which I owned myself, and I was involved with many other dealerships too, just in a consulting basis. And this is the collection of all these different dealerships from the mid-'60s until now.
And as we're walking around looking at the items kind of in the staging process right now, there is almost literally a little bit of everything, from some Hess trucks to music to sports to automotive. I mean, what all is in this room? If
I liked it, I collected it. And, I have to look at the fact that at this point, in my stage of life, what am I going to do with it all? And my family's going to have to worry about it. So I've decided that everybody's going to get to enjoy it instead of just me.
Well, let's walk around here a little bit, and just as you see something, if it sparks a memory, talk about it a little bit, or point it out. I mean, I see a little, what do we call it? Like a little scooter. Scooter here from when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, a little before my time, I think. With cast iron wheels, it's definitely before my time. But I thought it was cool when I saw it, and I picked it up. But all these skids have been packed for probably 25, 30 years, some of them, and we just packed everything, and I've kept it stored because I just enjoyed all the things.
We move down here. You have carpets. There's a wagon. There's a Corvette engine here. Corvettes at Carlisle, a big part of what we do here, the first specialty show at Carlisle Events. Do you have any idea how you came upon this Corvette engine?
Absolutely, I do. This is a Corvette Challenge Car engine. The Challenge cars in 88 and 89, the factories put the motors together so all the motors were exactly the same, so nobody could cheat in the racing. So they took the original motors out of the cars, put the Challenge car motors in them, raced them, and then they put the original motors back in. But this gentleman, I bought 2 of these at one time, and I used one of them already, but he wanted to keep the race car motor in his car. So instead, that's a brand new 1989 tuned port engine.
Wow.
Never used. It was pulled out from the factory from day one.
So then you come across a box of like die-cast collectibles like this. You get this Chevy pickup truck that is here, and then there's Corvettes. There's a little bit of everything, and that's literally what this collection will be about. Now, the merchandise part of the auction, the collectibles, if you will, that's happening on Monday and Tuesday, September 26th and 27th.
Correct.
At a facility just across the way from the Carlisle Fairgrounds. And then you have some cars that you're putting in the auction, which are going to run on Thursday the 28th. What do you know about those cars?
There's going to be 19 cars and a motorcycle with a sidecar. And they're going to be sold at 3 o'clock on Thursday, right after the truck hour.
And they're going to run basically consecutively, and Bill's car
Yes.
collection is just one of the collections in the auction.
Yes.
Dave Farrow, who's a friend of Carlisle Events, also has a collection in the auction. We have hubcaps here. We have
Posters,
there's
banners.
a table saw. There's 8-track cassette tapes. You remember listening to this kind of music in your car with your 8-track player, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you can get these 8 tracks and many more like them.
And many of the collectible cars today still have 8 tracks in. And these are ones that have not been just kept in a hot place. These still work.
There's an 8-track player in here. There's a record player that has a built-in 8-track to it. So a perfect association there. There's a trailer hitch over here. You have a snowmobile, snow sled over there. Safe. What is all this? I mean, boxes and boxes of
literature.
Of this. Literature, car paraphernalia. I mean, if you're a car lover, and you were, and there's so many people like you that come to Carlisle, I mean, buying this stuff is a must-do, right?
Absolutely. Especially if you have a car like the literature is. And I've got literature from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the times that I was in the automobile business myself.
Some records here as well.
I know you're fascinated with records, you guys. I have hundreds of LPs, So
Judy Garland, I mean, Dorothy, Wizard of Oz. I don't want to put you on the spot here, Bill, but is there one thing in this room that stands out to you that you say we have to take a look at that? Do you have anything?
there's hundreds of things to look at here. Well, there's thousands of things, really. But, I'm sure there's something for everybody. A lot of the things were personal items as well. Back here in the corner, 1972 snowmobile that I bought in 1972. And it's still in absolutely beautiful condition. I used to take the kids in this years ago, and an AMF snowmobile. That's the trailer that I used to pull the kids in. We hooked that behind it and ran the roads back in Pennsylvania. So here's an antique Sea King that was on a little boat that I had. There's some really neat wonderful things over here. There's a 63 Corvette body for a go-kart, an original 63 body. That sign back there is a Farfanugan sign. I had a Volkswagen dealership. It's brand new, in the box, neon. It's an absolutely gorgeous sign when they're lit up. The Oldsmobile sign down there, that's a porcelain sign that that the dealers hung outside years ago. It's double-sided. Miller Tire sign, never been used. It was a brand new Miller Tire sign. There's a Budweiser light-up sign here. There's a Willys engine back there in the corner. These things are real collectible too, Mike. These oil things that are right behind here.
Okay. So behind the safe here in the room, we have, you'd put oil in there and you'd be able to pump it out then.
Well, in the old days, when you went into the gas station, these are from a gas station, they would come around with a great big tanker truck. They'd fill these things up, and there's so many clicks on the pump was a quart, and then you took it out and you put it into the car, or you filled up a quart bottle with it and used it that way.
This man is just as much a part of automotive history as the people that have the last names of Ford and Chrysler, and the Miller name at Carlisle means the world to so many people. Get the details on the Bill Miller collection at carlisleauctions.com, and we will work over the next 2 months to get some more photos and details on these items. But again, September 26th and 27th on the Collectibles. The facility will be just across from the fairgrounds. The auction will be on the 29th at the Carlisle Expo Center. Is it going to be hard to watch this stuff go?
Oh, absolutely. I've been collecting things for over 60 years, so it's going to be tough to watch it go. There's no question about that. I just wanted to give everybody a little sneak peek. Most of this stuff isn't unwrapped. Most of the items, people really can't see what's here. But I just wanted to give them a sneak peek because there are multi-thousands of items that are going to be sold, and it's going to take 2 days to sell them. There's that much stuff here. So we're getting there. The next time you'll see tables set up with all the different items and everything. We're going to try and categorize everything. But if you're a collector, you're a vendor, I wanted to do this right before our event because I felt it was only fair to the vendors that want to purchase some of these items for the different shows that they go to. Everybody said, why don't you do it between Carlisle and Hershey? I owe it to Carlisle vendors. And I really felt strongly that they should have first opportunity.
Well, yeah, so you get the items just before Fall Carlisle itself starts. You keep them for yourself. You display them for a few years. You sell them. I think you're happy with whatever goes from there. And then the Hershey meet is the following week. So you have advance on a lot of merchandise that is classic, is collectible. It's really the core of what some of these automotive flea markets are all about, and it's all coming from you.
And it's stuff that nobody's seen in 30, 40, 50, 60 years. This is the interesting thing. It's items that haven't been to swap meets all over the country. This is all fresh stuff that nobody's seen that I've had for all these years. Stored in many, many buildings. And we're just starting to get it together. So we're all excited. It's really fun because I'm seeing things that I haven't seen in 30 or 40 years myself. And it's really tough to say, gee, do I want to keep this? I'm keeping my hands to myself because I don't want to do that. I want everybody else to get to enjoy all the things that I've enjoyed.
CarlisleAuctions.com. Get the details, and we'll see you here in September.